Hi, my name is Shimatever and I am a champion. It's even hard to talk about me, because where do I stand? I'm an actor, a producer, a trailer, founder and president of Women in Film and TV Nigeria. I actually run the Fulo, which has this festival that's amazing. I've been running since forever.
Yeah.
And not to speak much about myself. Yeah. So happy to be here.
In Nollywood, stories are more than entertainment. They shape how we see ourselves, our communities, and the world. One emerging voice challenging traditional narratives and pushing for gender equity is Shimatever, a Nigerian filmmaker whose work bridges culture, identity, and transformation. Shimatever first captured international attention through his short film, Salamatu's Rhapsody, a coming-of-age story that centers on a young girl growing into her own voice and power. This film, developed under the British Council's Film Lab Africa, was selected for screenings in Lagos and London and recognized at the UK Film Awards.
Why does this still matter? For me, my personal experience on why it matters is when I saw Outrageous in New York and they were talking about things in 1930 that I know that I dealt with in 2024.
One of the things that caught my attention is that I realized that this is based on true story, right? And it's not just an African thing that men tell their daughters that women don't go to school. Seeing this, that is based on the British 1930s, and then the same thing that we hear that our parents say in Africa, they too are saying it. I'm like, oh, so this thing is deeper. It's not just an Africa thing. That's just one thing that I took note of.
Now, did you all hear, this is my brother, my little brother here, Benue State University as of today. And the most painful part, like you mentioned, a lecturer opened his mouth to say women are not capable. Clearly, that tells us that this still matters, right? That we are not doing enough. We that have roles to play in whatever shape or form in media, we're not doing a lot. Story shape perception, like I mentioned, and I've been saying it, right? And like Joy mentioned, our core goal is to shift norms. If we want to shift norms, one of the most potent ways to do is through media. And through media is to show them the right thing, a balanced perspective. And if you're telling gender equitable stories, you can shape perception, you can influence the real world.
What makes Shimatever's approach to storytelling particularly powerful is his commitment to gender equitable narrative. Rather than reinforcing cliches or one-dimensional roles, his characters are layered, aspirational, and reflective of real human experiences. In Salamatu's Rhapsody, for example, his storytelling challenges traditional notions of what boys and girls should do, opening space for girls to be leaders and agents of change in their communities.
Speaking about women empowerment and the military, it's clear, using the North where I'm from, that if we have women in top leadership, like imagine this scenario, the chief of defense staff in the army is a lady. Imagine how she would take care of the women there, how she would be so passionate about security of the place. If you go to Borno, for example, now, women are suffering, literally. They are getting forced to marry. They don't have any economic means. All their lands are taken. They can't go to the market because they will be burned. Now, I'm so passionate about that because I believe that if we diversify the leadership in the Nigerian military space, we have women who really at the top level that can make decisions that are not just security, because these people also make political decisions. I believe strongly that not just the North, but Nigeria entirely, it will lead to so much growth because women are needed for economic growth. And with their security being secured, let me home back to the North, like Borno. we'll see growth. If you go to that place right now, it's dead. And so that's what I want to talk about.
And I'm so happy to be at this film festival. It's one that I've always dreamt about. And my purpose here is very, very, very simple. First, I want to create awareness of how important it is for us to tell gender equitable stories. And then hopefully at the end of it all, I want to give strategies and ideas that will aid all the filmmakers that will come to this session go with how to tell stories that balance gender in all forms. I was able to impact young persons that came with little or no knowledge about how they can infuse gender equity in their stories. But having taught them a bit about it, I said a bit because there is a lot to unpack when it comes to telling gender equitable stories. And I'm so happy and so excited because this mission that I believe in, with this workshop, I know I've sown a seed. I can't guarantee I've caused a change, but I've sown a seed and created a spark that as they leave here today, they will continue thinking about this and they'll continue researching. And in the long run, I can be rest assured that very soon, across all our media in Nigeria, not just film and television, we'll start seeing balanced storytelling through the lens of gender equity.
It was about telling more stories and so we took women as the case study and putting women in more situations where it would start becoming like a norm. So my own takeaway or recommendation was, sometimes you would also have to pay the price, because I started an example of Chike and Director Pink and how he took the risk of, hiring a whole female team band, and today we have Director Pink from just that, one act. So everyone has to play a role in that. If you want to see more women or want to see more women in places that we think that everybody can thrive.
How we tell these stories, because a lot of the stories that we've seen out are pushed from our own personal POVs, and some of these personal POVs are sometimes warped, and then they push for archaic points of views that limits or holds back certain genders. So you see framings like, best female director, and then you see other film framings like best director. So all we want now is the best way, I think, would be to frame it as best director, period, and not trying to see it from a gender lens. Let's see it from a human lens, that men and women, talent is all that matters. And I really do think that it was a really brilliant conversation.
We've all telling stories that are equitable. For us today at this festival, who carry the baton in telling Nigerian or African stories or stories in generally, it is important for us to know at least the basics of telling gender equitable stories. Because if you have dreams of shifting the narrative of African stories or telling stories that travel and go global, you need to have tools, and the tools for you to do this is to know how to tell stories that are equitable. In whatever field you're working on, a poet, music producer, A&R manager, fashion stylist, a journalist, actor, whatever, right? You can help spark the brains. That I keep saying this, you don't have to do much. Present this thing in such a way that the audience will consume and then they begin to think. Get them to think. Because if they don't know about it, they cannot think. And once they think and you present it in the right way, that change we're dreaming of will happen. So that's the main goal I look for this. I don't look for so many things. It's just that don't go out thinking that, I'm going to change the world. Go out thinking that with what I have and where I am, because there's only so much you can do, to be honest. What can you? Yes, you can bet an immediate impact that the world shifts in the direction we want it. You as a teacher, you can't guarantee it right now. But where you are, if you impact them here, in the long run, there will be a difference.
Now, With his debut feature, Language of the Wind, filmed in northern Nigeria, Shimatever continues this powerful journey. The film is shaped by his deep engagement with culture and identity in the north, a region where historical narratives have often sidelined women's perspectives. Northern Nigeria has some of the richest traditions and strongest cultural identities in the country, but it's also a space where conversations around gender roles can be deeply layered and complex. Shimatever doesn't attack culture though, he works within it. He tells stories that respect tradition while gently asking, but what if women led here too? That is the sweet spot for Shimatever.
So, what does being part of this program mean to me? I'll tell you a story. Sometime last year, I did a short film called Shimatever Rhapsody. In my head, while I was working on that film, all I was thinking about was gender equality. But just being part of this program, I've been educated to understand that there is a difference, right? There is gender equitable storytelling and gender equality. And what it means for me to be part of this program is to now go back with my next project and subsequent projects to be sure that each project I'm working on, I'm conscious of being gender equitable with my storytelling, knowing how each character matters, knowing how choice, even colors, and who comes first. How many females do we have? How many males do we have? And that will be my calling, not just for this next film I'm working on, but for the next one, until I'm called President of Gender Equitable Storytelling. Thank you. It's not just about putting a woman out there, right? It's putting her in a position whereby she could be who she is with her flaws. She's a human being, and we all humans have flaws. You know, put her in position and places whereby typically is male dominated or is frowned by tradition or stuff like that.
In as much as we're talking about women, I feel like it's also important for us to note that it's also a space for boys to be vulnerable as well. So it shouldn't be polarizing. It should be balanced for both guys, both boys and girls.
Maybe because I'm a woman, and also maybe because I see, experiences of women, my mom, my aunties and all of that. I see their aspirations, some of them, how they talk it in because they have kids and they were told that, some want to go to school, but they were told, no, stay at home, take care of your kids and all of that. I literally have people like that in my life, and then I now see them as older women and I see, residue of maybe resentment or regret, and all of that. And I'm like, okay.
The men show up more than the females. And so sometimes it's not necessarily that the industry is male dominated, is that we don't have enough females actually showing up to do this. For example, in the trainings that we do, I also teach alongside Femi. When I'm teaching cinematography, I can have a class of 17 people, only one female will be there. And they're usually really good. They're usually really talented. But can we have more of you show up? No, but acting class, the whole 90% is women.
There are three persons. There is a female, there are males. Positioning. In the sense that you might notice that a female is positioned in a corner or behind. That thing might look like just not. No, it's a bias. It's something that has been ingrained in us. As a cinematographer, you understand, and as a director, you could just use it to start changing the narrative. Rewrite the frame. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Why is she framed in a corner? Why is she behind? Why is she not in the front? Why is she not in the center? Why is she the one standing and then the men are sitting down? Simple questions like that you ask. And then when you tweak your story with some of these things, you might not know it, but you're rewriting the frame.
Hi, my name is Dr. Chimka. I am really glad I got to attend this workshop because it showed me that there is work to be done, right? And I got to learn a lot. I got to share my insights and listen to other people's insights as well. I would like to applaud the work that is already being done, and I would like to implore that we should take more action, take more actionable steps towards gender equity, especially through the media. It was amazing. We spoke a lot, we learned a lot, and yeah, I loved it.
It's my greatest privilege to be here, most especially to interact with people of different caliber and intellectual capacity. The pathway to an intellect is to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So I must admit the fact that I have learned a lot from this workshop. Thanks for the organizers and everyone who has planned for this workshop. Thank you.
Beyond his films, Shimatever's work highlights his dedication to gender equitable storytelling itself, placing him alongside renowned Nollywood voices committed to expanding who gets to tell stories and how. By centering women and girls as complex protagonists, he creates films that don't just reflect life in northern Nigeria, they reshape it. Through authentic representation, audiences are invited to see women as community leaders, decision makers, and change makers. This, in turn, empowers both women and men to question the restrictive roles society has placed on them.
The first question is for me to think of the story, right? And when I say story, I also mean think about the story world, think about the professions, right? Think about the timing. Now, when I think about all of this, I start guiding my decisions of approaching storytelling in such a manner that it is gender equitable. And how do I do it? Just to start with, whenever a story pops into my head, and I look at it, what are the genders involved in this? Male or female? How many females do I have? How many males do I have? If there are females, in what position are these females? What professions are they in? What times is it, right? Are they in such a place whereby they are positioned and set in the strong light? Or are they just like supporting, just to aid the male gender, to push the story forward, just supporting, and just putting them in a stereotypical role that we all have known? No, I don't approach it. I don't. I won't approach it like that anymore. Having gone through all of it, it has to be in such a manner that there are women, not just women in it, not just supporting role, but women in powerful positions, because in reality, my eyes have been opened. Women are powerful, right? I'll answer you straightforward. That's why the money is important. Because if I own the money, I run the production, what will you say? I'm funding it, I'm hiring you, I'm paying you, and if I say it's left, I'm sorry, like we watched in that movie yesterday, you have to do it my way. With this knowledge, apart from the fact that my position as a producer, I can influence a lot in production. But it's not just going to be that, it's also going to be education as well, because I'm getting educated. And the moment I get back, we have workshops planned, we have talk shows and things like that. It has to be through education, because there's only so much you can do using your position of influence and power as a producer to get them to fall in line and make sure that if he's a writer, what he's writing, he's thinking about gender sensitivity. You're not just writing what is there, because it's easy. They say art imitates life, or life. It's easy when you say, okay, but this is what is happening. Yeah, but why is it happening so? Have you ever thought about it? Can that the best way? How can we now reverse it? How can we now change things, right? So yeah, I can use my influence, but the best way that I think will be sustainable is actually getting them to see, educating them. As I'm learning here, I go back, we have these sessions, they get to understand that yes, it might be this, but it could be this, and this is actually better. Therefore, let's do it like this. Remember I mentioned this, that if we don't take anything out of this, and I'm stressing this word, an acute awareness of tropes and biases. If you don't take anything out of this, take that. In everything you're doing, Like for us, we're telling stories and, I remember I did this course. It got me thinking. This course in England. And they were talking about ordering in film. And what does it mean in ordering? Let's say, you see this thing like American movies, there is the president, they're meeting, and then there are people supposed to go into his office. How they stand. Where is the woman standing? Is she behind all the men? Is she in front? Is she put by the corner? These things are subtle. You might look like just people walking. But it reinforces norms. It's built on norms of gender inequality and inequity. You understand what I'm trying to say? So when I say tropes, if you don't take anything out of whatever you're doing, you're writing lyrics, you're writing poems, you're writing a journalistic piece, you're styling someone. Just pause for a moment. Why am I going this direction? And I bet you, if you stop and ask deeply, you might notice that, you're following a program. You're doing this without even thinking about it.
So it's been an amazing session, and then I was glad when I saw the poster for this event by Shima, and I was looking forward to it. So, and then understanding that in storytelling, we creatives need to make gender equality as our focus. Equity has to be our focus for both genders, male and female. So I'm very excited I was here. I learned a lot. Thank you.
I would like to appreciate the organizer for organizing such a brilliant workshop where people across different walks of life get to explore various topics across film, media, television, and journalism. In the future, I'd like to see a workshop like this with an expanded space with more people so I can have the same conversation again across board. Till another time, I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Having gone through this training, what I think has changed for me is a deeper realization and acceptance that truly, there has been gender inequality and gender imbalance. Is that correct, sir? Especially based on the story I watched yesterday. I remember the founder of Nest Hub. He was talking some time ago before he died. It was like he understands that there has been some concern about women not being empowered, but of late it seems like every funding of everything is like if there are 10 people that are accepting, they accept like 8 women and 2 guys. So I feel like it's creating empowerment. They haven't seen that widow champion. I looked at it and I'm like, whoa, this thing has been happening for years and still happening. Therefore, no matter what is being done now, if you have 10 persons and you pick 9 women and 1 guy, it's still not enough. So that's a major takeaway. And how I'll use it is that there is no way Shimatever will make a movie and then there is no strong female lead. Position her in such a manner that is powerful. Not empower, powerful.
In a film industry still working to dismantle entrenched gender stereotypes, Shimatever stands out as a storyteller whose creative vision is grounded in equity and inclusion. Through his films and his engagement with the next generation of creative, he's helping Nollywood evolve into a space where diverse voices, especially those of women from every region of Nigeria, can be heard, valued, and celebrated. This is why Shimatever is our champion.